Had the most surreal dream of my life, and I'm still freaked out over it. Had a dream that my best friend and his brother accompanied me on a vacation to Hawaii. Never been to Hawaii and hardly know what it looks like. We drove down a dirt road surrounded by lush green mountains, which led to a bar. Found basically identical photo on Google, which I've never seen before when I woke up, by the way. We go into the bar, and it was mainly built of wood and had what I figured out to be Hawaiian culture decor, and it was full of patrons. We sit down to order drinks, and my friend and his brother were acting exactly as they would in real life. In fact, somebody tries picking a fight with my best friend, which sadly happens a lot at bars in real life. As I'm drinking at the bar, I look to my right and see a girl I hadn't thought of, talked to, or even seen on social media in over a decade. We end up getting our friend groups together to go bar hopping. The girl and I had a thing for each other, but this was over a decade ago. As I stated previously, it felt so real. I had no idea I was even sleeping. When I woke up, I was genuinely confused because I thought I was awake. Could this be peering into some alternate timeline of my life, or simply brain chemistry during sleep? Obviously, there's no correct answer, but would love to hear some opinions on this. So, a couple of different things here. When we're having dreams, some of those dreams you could be astral traveling. Some of those dreams you could be lucid dreaming, and you are correct. Some of those dreams you are piercing the veil, and you are hopping into a different timeline on a different dimension for the time being. This is a little bit hard to describe, but I'm going to try to explain this the best way possible. Our waking life is only one layer of our physical existence. The first layer is here. Anything around you that you can see, anything that your conscious mind is expecting to see or can see or will see in this dimension. You can have dreams where you are accessing alternate timelines, parallel universes, but everything is still on this exact dimension. There's other layers where you are accessing dimensions that are on top of ours, where consciousness is more in its chaotic form, for lack of a better term. The regular earth plane, everything that you can see, touch, feel, hear, taste, that is point A. B would be when you're having dreams and experiences that might be meant for either you or the collective. C is you are having an experience that does not exist on this plane of existence at all. And because time is not linear, a lot of times when you are in the astral realm, you can access these intersections where timelines meet. A lot of times when you have these dreams, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to reach out to that person unless you feel extremely called to. I would definitely say use your intuition rather than your ego. And if you don't know the difference between what your intuition is telling you to do, what you're being prompted to do versus what your ego may want to do, I would definitely say this is a good time to get in tune with yourself, get in tune with your nervous system. You're gonna feel relaxed and calm if it's your intuition. If it's your ego, you're gonna be all over the place. Thoughts, things, heart racing, head pounding, confusion. When it's your intuition, there isn't any confusion. So yeah, that's basically just what happened there. And it is really cool. I think I did another video a couple of videos ago where someone was saying that they were on a college campus in their dream, or it was another video I did a couple of videos ago where a person was saying that they were walking down a path and they had a view of a building. It was basically a college campus. And then in waking life, a couple of weeks later when they went to visit a college, it was the exact same image that they saw in their dream, and this kind of freaked them out. I always say don't let those things freak you out. It's normal. This is just a premonition. It's kind of like, think of it as like having a deja vu, but just in your dream. It's nothing scary. There's nothing trying to get you. Instead of being scared of our innate abilities, we should definitely be trying to embrace them, because this is how we will be able to be successful in life. Literally, we are given these dreams and this intuition and all of the senses that we have, and our sensitivity, so that we can truly navigate this place a whole lot easier than we do now, because we're not tapped into them. But it does sound like this person is doing a really good job though, because at the end of it, they said it themselves. They said, could this be peering into some alternate timeline of my life? And that's exactly what it is. I love when I have those dreams. This one says, I need help interpreting a dream. Hello, people of Reddit. For the past few years, I've been having recurring dreams of the same topic, where I'm either in my house, my own bedroom, a random room, or even a bathroom, and I can't lock the door. The door closes, but there's this big gap where anyone can look in. And whenever I try and lock the door, it would barely lock. And with a small nudge, you can open it. And what's even creepy is that in my house, in my basement, there's a door that even if you lock it, it still opens. The most recent one happened last night. I was in my room and I was changing, and I go to close my door, but that gap is still there. And my mom was trying to look through the gap and get it, and I would try to lock the door. This would close the gap, but with a small nudge, it could be open. And so throughout the dream, I would get up and relock it. But in this dream, something was different. Near the end, I had a solution on how to fix the unlockable door, which is to grab a screwdriver and fix the door plate, or whatever it's called. So when I lock it, it actually locks, which is something that I never thought or tried to fix it. Most of the time, I would just try and jam it shut while basically having a panic attack about it. But I ended up waking up before doing that. So this dream is really interesting. It looks like your subconscious was using that door that never closes, that always has a gap, as symbology specifically to you, because this is something that you're familiar with and something that you have in the back of your mind quite often, because you live in a house that has a door that will not close properly. And this is what I mean when I say you cannot use dream interpretation dictionaries. You can to some extent, but most of the time it's these dictionaries and these online resources are not a one-size-fits-all. You know, doors of course could be symbolic of portals of your subconscious mind, of unresolved traumas, things like that. It could be also access to the spirit realm. However, and that would be what a lot of dream analysts would probably go to first. I'm not gonna say a lot of dream analysts. I'm just gonna say, if you look it up online, that's probably what you're gonna be told first. However, because you already have a door like this in your waking life, this symbology for this dream will be completely different for you. It wouldn't have any of those meanings, because what our subconscious aims to do is to give us symbology for us to decode, for us to understand in our own lives. So it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all for everybody. With that being said, I definitely think that this dream is just about overall progression in your life. You're definitely a resilient person, a person that doesn't give up, a person that is willing to try their hardest at certain things. And then you're also a person that doesn't think too deeply. You are a person that is going to give it your all, but then when you give it your all, you move on and you're done. You're not going to harp on it if it doesn't work out. So this is a good sign. Another thing that I'm picking up from this is that maybe previously in your life you felt stuck, or maybe you felt like you weren't where you wanted to be, but now you're getting to a point where you have more patience with yourself and with others. You're also getting to a point in your life where you feel like you are finally becoming successful, and you're finally starting to actually feel and walk in success, and you're not ashamed of it anymore. It looks like, definitely what I'm getting right now is that you're finally at a turning point in your life where you're finally starting to be comfortable with yourself and finally starting to be happy. And so that's a really good sign. So basically what this dream is telling you is that either you're at the turning point or the tipping point of that happening for you, and it's basically telling you to keep going, or you're already there and you just have to have more confidence in yourself. Why do some dreams disappear instantly but others stick with you for years? I went down a rabbit hole on this recently, and it actually comes down to a specific brain chemical that shuts off during REM sleep. Who would have thought? In a nutshell, I learned that the chemical your brain uses to save memories, norepinephrine, is almost completely absent while you're dreaming. So most dreams never get properly filed away. They just dissolve the moment you wake up. But dreams that trigger a strong emotional reaction, especially fear, cause a brief spike in that chemical, which is why nightmares and intense dreams are way more likely to stick with you. Anyways, I'm curious if anyone here has noticed they remember scary dreams, has noticed they remember dreams better on nights they wake up more, or after a scary dream specifically. I'm a person that loves to combine spirit, metaphysics, and science, because a lot of times they are all explaining the exact same thing, just in different terminology. So yes, there's a specific reason why you have those dreams that are startling, and why the other dreams you don't remember aren't that important. So as your brain is like migrating through the different wavelengths, you're going to be in different states of consciousness. You're going to access different dimensions depending on what wavelength your brain is at, depending on your stress levels, your diet, how tapped in tune you are with your self. You might be a person that recalls more dreams than others. You might be a person that recalls all of your dreams. You might be a person that barely has any dream recall at all. There are supplements that also help with dream recall as well. But on a subconscious level, there is a reason why Source is trying to, those dreams that really stick with you, like the person said in the message, those have more meaning. So they need to have an emotional response so that they can trigger you to take action in your everyday life. If it did not have an emotional response, then there would be no action that needed to be taken. You wouldn't be reaching out trying to get your dream decoded. This isn't something that you would be thinking about. It wouldn't move you to choose to do something differently that day. It wouldn't motivate you to move and do something differently that day. So yes, some dreams are definitely more important than others. I spoke about this as well in another video. Not all dreams have an inherent meaning. Some of them you're literally still on the earth realm as you're dreaming, because you're in a certain state of existence in your waking life, and because you're in that certain state, you don't even have access to certain dimensions or certain brain waves. Your body can't even get there. Your nervous system can't even get there. Your brain waves can't even function properly because of a whole host of things. I mean, just the sheer amount of interference we have on a daily basis with Wi-Fi alone, you know, can interrupt your brain waves and the frequency that your brain is resonating on, and your ability to remember your dreams, and your ability to even get to those certain places to have certain types of dreams. So yes, all of that is definitely a factor. But I will say this: when spirit, source, God wants to give you a message, none of that matters. You're gonna get the message whether you're ready or not, whether you want to or not, whether you're in alpha or gamma. You're gonna, if spirit says it's time to go, it's time to go. And you're gonna get what you need to get, what they need you to get right then and there. You have different types of kids. Some kids are extremely hard-headed and you have to, you know, give them a little bit more stern attention for them to get the message. Other kids, gentle parenting works completely fine. So it's the same. People are different. Some people can get the message with just a gentle, simple hint, especially if they are more sensitive to their abilities and they are more sensitive in their awareness. But if you're not, yeah, spirit sometimes has to beat that ass for you to wake up. Some people, that's just how it is. Like, it's not gonna be an easy road for you, because that's the only way for them to get the point across. You literally will not get it unless we do this. And that's just how it is for some people, unfortunately. So yeah, hope that answers your question, why some stick and some don't.